Sunday, November 30th, 2025. I'm driving down Plain Hill Road in Norwich, Connecticut. And I am going to New London. I have to return something I purchased at Amazon.com. And if you live in Norwich, you can no longer return anything locally. We used to have a Staples in Norwich that was very convenient. It was a full-blown Staples that you could just walk into, and they had an Amazon desk where you just kind of walk up, hand the thing over to the guy working there, and he scans it, and you're out in 30 seconds. Now, I have a choice. I can return it for free to New London Staples. By the way, I'm turning onto West Town Street. I can either return it to Staples in New London, or I can go to Stores, Connecticut, which is basically on the grounds, UConn, University of Connecticut College. And when I go there, I have to pay $1 for some reason, but Stores is much further than New London, so I'm going to New London. One of the reasons I'm happy about driving today and recording it is because of the overcast conditions. Now, we're going to get a rainstorm coming in soon. Now, if I run into that situation where it starts raining, this video will end instantaneously, because I don't want my camera destroyed. It's on the exterior of the vehicle as I drive down the road, but conditions are absolutely perfect. I couldn't pass it up. I figured, hey, I'm going to Staples in New London anyways. I'll do a little bit of highway. I think I'll take some back roads. I mean, this is 395 south. And for a Sunday, it's busy. 10:47 p.m. It's cold. I mean, it's not going to snow. We have rain coming. I would say it's, let me look at my 41 degrees right now. So we'll stress test this camera a little bit. Sometimes I had a few incidents in the winter last year where the camera shut down. I believe it was due to really freezing temperatures, 10 degrees. And when you're driving around, the wind against the camera, it just makes that 10 degrees all the more brutal. But I mean, you couldn't ask for a better day to do filming. As long as it doesn't start drizzling, raining, I got it made. If I can make it, I'll do a round trip. Man, oh man, I got people right on my tail. Whew. I think I'll get off in Uncasville, because like I say, I want to do a little bit of, I don't want to do highway all the way there. But the clouds, the overcast, that's my perfect filming conditions. Perfect conditions for video recording, especially these drives. I don't have to worry about heavy shadows, none of that stuff. I just basically cruise. I mean, it's the end of November, Thanksgiving behind us. I mean, we're getting into the cold weather. we got a real cold snap that's going to hit us this week. All right, so we'll do a little bit more of the scenic driving situation. I really want to get these. I really want to get this item returned. But yeah, I mean, having to drive to New London. I mean, the thing I bought is. It only costs $13. I mean, how much gas am I spending to get down there? I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, Amazon, it'd be real nice if they opened up a return venue somewhere in Norwich or closer. I mean, I read online some people have to travel 40 to 50 miles for the closest location to make returns to Amazon. I mean, oof, you got to think that one over. Unfortunately, the product I bought was, shall we say, not satisfactory. It was, I'm not going to say what it is. It was, it's whatever. But when I got it, it must have been returned or something. I don't know. I read people do a lot of returns, and they, like I'm doing now. But if I think I might have got a returned item because it reeked of perfume. And I mean, I'm not talking about some nice light little dusting here. I'm talking about hardcore, knock your socks off, absolutely brutal, over the top, dollar store garbage perfume that would, I mean, I'm averse to scents. I don't like perfumes. I don't like scented. I mean, it drives me completely out of my mind. I mean, this is a world that is enveloped in extremely heavy fragrance. You watch TV commercials, you can't get away from it. They have things like, I don't know, Gain fabric, softener, whatever, things that you wash your clothing with. I'm on New London Turnpike right now. Things that you wash your clothing with. Laundry detergent. It's not only is it scented, but now it's boosted. They actually made the scent more aggressive. And then you take the extremely aggressively scented laundry out of your wash machine and you throw it into a dryer and you put very heavily scented dryer sheets in with your clothing, and you pull it out and you have unbelievably powerful scents on your clothes, smells, perfumed, whatever the Gain company decides that that's the smell they're going to put in their product. You're wearing that, okay? It's enough to knock over a horse. And then you put on, Axe body spray. You don't just put a dot on. It's head to toe, hard core, heavy duty, maximum, brutal combination of Gain boost along with Axe body spray. Look, if you like Axe, it's just not my thing. None of it. If I could live in a scent-free world, I would be absolutely thrilled. I mean, natural scents, the smell of flowers and different, whatever. I mean, that's life. I'm talking about chemical-made. There's something now called smell maxing. Okay? I'm not kidding. People mix different perfumes for whatever reasons. And think that's cool. I had this person come over my house within the last year. Now, I have not seen this person in, I don't know, 10 years, a long time. I mean, this is not really a friend, it's not a close friend. This is an acquaintance and whatever. This person brought something to me, and he gave this thing to me or whatever. And he sat down, we talked in my house for, I don't know, half an hour, whatever. I live in a scent-free home. This guy, the second he walked in, it was like a wave. It was like being hit by a wall of, I don't know, a cloud, a hurricane of extreme chemical scented detergents on his clothing and, cologne, perfume, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it was enough to wither the paint under normal. It's as if the old movies you saw, the guys, the paint was peeling off the walls. That's how intense this was. And I was sitting there kind of, smiling, nodding, whatever. Just thinking to myself, I really can't wait till this guy gets out of here. This is driving me completely out of my mind. I couldn't take it. And then when the person left, the smell lingered for hours. So yeah, I am averse to perfumes, anything scented candles, anything, whatever. This is a scented society now. In the last, I don't know how many years, 10 years, whatever it is, it's the odors and perfumes and all these things, fragrances. The dial has been turned up to 11. I'm driving through Montville right now on New London Turnpike. The dial has been turned up to 11 on the scents, the odor. I'm going on and on about this because it's absolutely drives me completely out of my mind. It's for, people don't realize if anybody's listening to this right now, and I'm in the minority on this issue, I know that for a fact. But if anybody's listening to this thing right now, and they are in my camp of living in a house with, unscented everything, and then you go out into society anywhere. If I go into Walmart, and I walk out of Walmart and I go home, just get in my car, I reek of perfume. It's not from, I saw a friend and I hugged them. It's not contact. It's just air. It's just in the air. You can't get away from it. Everybody's wearing it. It's overkill. It's multiple different brands and whatever it is. And it's just covered. You are utterly just awash in these scents. Now, if you are used to this, if you wear this stuff, if you use, Gain or Bold or whatever, I don't know what the name of these laundry detergent scented whatever. I don't know the names of all this stuff. I'm going to take some of the back roads here. If you wear this stuff, I'm entering Waterford, Connecticut right now in Waterford. But if you wear this, whoa, it's a rough little turn here. If you wear, okay, now I'm in the Quaker Hill section right now. If you wear these perfumes, these whatever, okay, then you go into Walmart, you go into, Stop and Shop, whatever your local grocery store, all this stuff. It doesn't faze you. You're used to it. You have a baseline of basically 24/7 of inhaling this perfume stuff, fragrance, items that your life is you don't realize it, but you are enveloped, surrounded, encased in a world of perfume. You don't realize it, but it's a fact. If you're like me and you're listening to this right now and you're fragrance-free house, you hate perfume, you can't stand all the fragrances, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You go into, I'm on Old Norwich Road, by the way. You go into anywhere, Walmart, any store, you can go in for 2 seconds into any social, Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, anywhere. It is absolutely blown out of the water with perfume from everybody that's in there. That includes the staff, every client, or every customer is awash in perfume and fragrance on their clothing. You know what I'm talking about. You're listening to this now. If one of the people listening to this can relate to what I'm saying, you can't stand it. It's a tough world to live in with regards to that issue, because you just can't get away from it. I think I may have to entitle this the perfume drive. Look, if you like the perfume and you like the stuff on your clothing, the Gain, Boost, and the extra, good. I'm happy for you. I mean, it's the free country. You can do whatever you want. I don't like it. That's me. Everybody's different. Some people like, the beach. Other people like hiking in the woods. I mean, everybody likes something different. Am I doing the speed limit? There was one of those roadside measuring speed devices back there. Beautiful paved road on this Old Norwich Road, Waterford, Quaker Hill. But you know what it's like? I'll tell you what it's like. I tend to eat a lower salt diet. I never use a salt shaker. I don't eat a heavily salted diet. But if you do eat a heavily salted diet, if you eat a lot of fast food, if you eat things you love, a lot of salt, and you eat a lot of potato chips, all this stuff, with a lot of salt. When you go out to eat at a restaurant, even fast food or any restaurant, it'll seem normal to you, okay? I eat a I eat a normal diet where I don't add heavy amounts of salt to things. I mean, if there's recipes that call for a little bit of salt here and there, fine. But I'm saying I don't heavily salt things. I never use a salt shaker. I haven't used a salt shaker in 30 years, okay? So if you are like me, okay, massive speed bump. If you're like me and you have a normal salt consumption, I would consider myself extremely low on the salt consumption spectrum. I'm not eating no salt, but I'm eating a no added salt or salting for extra flavor diet. So I in the grand scheme of things, I'm in the probably 5 percentile of people on the lower salt end. So if I went out, and I don't eat fast food, but if I went out and I got, say, a Big Mac or a Whopper, whatever. All right, I got to figure out where I'm going here because I got to get to this. All right, I got to get to Staples. If I eat this, I go to Burger King, I got a Whopper, fries, everything's heavily salted. One bite of that stuff, it blows the doors off my brain and my taste buds and everything. It's so over the top. It's probably, the salt ratio compared to my normal consumption would be absolutely insane. It would be 200 times the amount of salt intake in one meal, probably, or more. Okay, so it's like me biting into a salt burger, salt fries. I mean, it almost burns. Okay, so if you're not used to perfumes and all these things, and if you're not used to salt, it's just a different sense, taste, smell. And then you go out and you have, Taco Bell, whatever, any fast food, any restaurant, they're all heavily salted. You notice it in dramatic fashion. Okay, it leaves a mark. It leaves an impression. I am on Bayonet Street this is either Waterford or New London. Probably New London. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm getting close to my destination. I'm going to park away from Staples, and I'm going to leave the camera running. Hopefully nobody steals it. So that's why I say I'm going to park away. I mean, not that anybody's... it's definitely noticeable, but I'm going to take a chance. All right, I can see Staples in the distance. I'm going to park, whatever. When I get there, I'm going to figure it out. I'm just going to leave the camera running. I like to do one cut. I may have to make a cut if I'm in there too long, because you're going to be looking at static. You're going to be looking at static footage. I'm on Coleman Street. Wow, this is Coleman. All right. Yeah, there it is, Staples. But anyways, that's the salt analogy, the perfume analogy. You could do it with hearing, like if you lived in a silent house. Let's say you lived in a home that was dead silent all the time, no sound at all. I mean, it's totally unrealistic and impossible, but and I'm trying to find a place I can park. I could park down here and take a long walk and just get some traffic going by. It's a little unusual. Hopefully nobody, like I said, if somebody steals this camera, I'll be really upset. But if you live in a home with no sound at all, you guys can watch the traffic go by while I'm in there. But if you lived in a house with no sound at all, and then you went out in society, and every time you stepped into, let's say, Walmart or whatever, Home Depot, and somebody was in there with a train horn, and it was going off continuously. It's kind of similar to that with regards to the hearing aspect of things. Okay, I am going to take this microphone off, put it down here, leave my camera running. Let's see how long it takes me to do this Staples return. And I'll decide whether to cut this part out or not later. I'll be back. Okay, let's see here. Whoa, a little bit of rain This could be trouble. All right, that was, I'm back. If I may leave this whole thing in here, because I like to do one cut. If it's, I know you got a long, boring section with just cars going by, so that's not going to be too exciting. But I was in there for an extended period of time. I don't know how long it was. I'll see when I get back and check this film or this video. But actually, let me get a glance at this mall. Oof. I mean, I'm driving this thing. I see little rain droplets on my windshield. That's not too cool. All right, there's the Staples I was at. Interesting situation when I was in there. Burlington Coat Factory is still there. I mean, check that out. That's been there forever. You know, when I was younger, that building, like straight ahead, right in the distance there, I think that was called, if I'm not mistaken, it was a restaurant. I think it was called the Chart Room. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know, the Chart Room. If anybody remembers that, let me know. But okay, so I walk into, I mean, this is classic, okay? I figured, I'll be in and out. I walk into Staples. There's nobody buying anything in Staples. It is basically a venue for that Staples right now. It's a huge store. I mean, it's absolutely gigantic. That store right now, okay, I got to work my way back without getting too drenched from this rain. I mean, if it's whatever, if it messes up the video, that's one thing. If it destroys the camera, that's another thing entirely that I won't put up with. If I can, I mean, it's not bad right now, but it could get ugly, you know, with regards to the rain. But anyways, that Staples right, that Staples back there right now, as we speak, as I am talking at 11:28 a.m. Is nothing. It's not acting as an actual Staples at the moment. It is acting as a return structure, a building where people go to return things from all over the place back to Amazon. And you figure, okay, so I walk in, this, I don't know, 8 people in front of me. I figured it could be a while. They were very efficient. I mean, they were boom, boom, boom. I was getting right up there. All of a sudden, a woman that was like 3 people deep in front of me, she just has a carriage, you know, like a grocery carriage, grocery cart. The large kind that you see in a supermarket. And it's filled with a bunch of stuff. I figured, well, she bought things, she's buying. I don't know what, I have no idea. It's in bags, it's, you know, just all discombobulated all over the place. But anyways, she returned. She's still there now, the entire time I was in there. She returned, I would say, guys, I'm not exaggerating when I say, while I was there, it must have been 30, 35, 40 different items. She was nowhere near done. And this was returns. These were all different boxes, different shapes, different sizes, very small, very large, very, you know, medium, every size, every configuration. And the kid, like a teenager, I mean, this guy was like, I mean, he looked like a 16-year-old kid, was just, you know, relentlessly one after the other, after the other. I mean, didn't flinch. I mean, I give this guy Employee of the Month in a New York Minute. I mean, this kid was like a machine. He didn't care. No emotion, no smile, no frown, nothing. It was just like boom, straight ahead. We're getting this thing done. All right. I got to make sure I'm in the right lane here. All right. Now, the woman seemed like a nice lady, but she was, what are the what are the parameters of returning things to Amazon? I don't know. If I'm Amazon, this person that did all the returning is going to be flagged by, some computer or AI tracking system of somebody that bought, I don't know, 30, 40, but she's still doing it now. Coast Guard Academy to my right. She's still doing it now. Let's say she had 50, 60 items. I mean, she had a cart full when I left. She was right next to me. I mean, there's got to be some kind of... I have no idea. I've never read the terms of service or anything from Amazon about this. Can I literally buy 100 different items from Amazon, use them for a month, and then decide, I'm going to return 100, every single one? I mean, apparently that's something that's allowed. I mean, I was just witnessing this thing back here. The people in line were, shall we say, exasperated. I mean, there was, in the beginning, people were giving each other looks like, whoa, this is not, we're in a little trouble here, guys. And then the people were kind of, murmuring, and, things were starting to happen with, because there were two people operating the returns. And then one guy's like, I got to go back and get some boxes. The people are like, you got to be kidding me. She's there now. Okay? I mean, I'm driving home. I'm down Mohegan Avenue driving home. This person is there right now as we speak. Relentlessly returning one after another. A tiny little box that fits in the palm of your hand. Next thing, a two-hander that's kind of heavy. Next one, a thin, I don't know, a 2-inch or 2 thin box that's maybe, I don't know, I'd say a foot by a foot wide. You could almost keep dinner plates or that size. She must have had, I don't know how many. Those were all separately done. So that was one after another. And then boom, another bag opens, more. I'm like, whoa. And this kid was doing a really efficient job. They have a system where there's a barcode or whatever these codes are, and they just beep, beep, beep. But they do have to, process it, take it, put it in a box, they walk over, they label the box. I mean, it's not nothing. I mean, this is this is a whole procedure. But man, that's not something you see every day. I mean, it's something I've never seen. I've seen people, there were people in there returning things to Amazon, one little tiny little item. The guy was in and out in 2 seconds. Boom, here's the barcode. Thank you. I'm out of here. All right, I won't go on the highway. I'll take the scenic route home. We'll grind some visuals out of this thing. The rain is not bad. I mean, it's not rain. There's a couple of drops of drizzle here and there. Hopefully it didn't hit the lens and it doesn't mess things up. But we started off talking about perfume. Now we're talking about what's the deal with the Amazon return situation. I'm going to have to fine-tune my purchases and maybe examine things a little closer. Or, me returning something unless it's broken. is just not in the cards anymore. I'm gonna have to. I mean, this thing that I just returned with this perfume situation, I can't. That's not happening. Okay, that's going back. That's a defective item as far as I'm concerned, or it's a not advertised. Not presented as advertised. If they said gloves, or socks, or a sweater, or a shirt, or something that somebody bought, and it was advertised as heavily perfumed, over the top, burning your eyeballs out of your skull, perfume level of Olympic proportions here, then I'm probably not going to hit the buy, purchase now button. But these had to go back. So if stuff like that happens in the future, I have no problem returning. I don't return a lot to Amazon. I buy stuff, if it works, I know what I'm buying, then I'm good. So I'm on Norwich and London Turnpike, Brown Derby to my left. Wow, there's people in Brown Derby. Sunday at 11:37 a.m. Interesting. I don't know, maybe they have brunch? I have no idea. Brown Derby's been around for a long time. As I drive through the heart of Montville. But anyways, this situation back there, I mean, that's pathological, right? Under no conditions, in no way, shape, or form could anybody possibly order, dozens and dozens of items. I mean, let's say by the time it was all said and done, she returned 75. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. When I left, I don't know. I'll take a stab if, 35, 40 items, whatever. A tremendous amount of different things. We're not talking about, like, oh yeah, I bought a bunch of, I don't know, baseball gloves for my team. I'm a coach, and every one of them, for some crazy reason from the factory, came back defective, and the boxes were all the exact same size. It was one purchase, and I needed 15 gloves or something. Okay, there was a factory problem, something, an anomaly, something went haywire, and everything had to be returned because it was all ruined. The gloves were in some form not acceptable. They were, they were marred in some fashion as to make them unusable. Okay, so that person, that would be extremely unusual, but the person would at least, that would make sense. There would be a good reason for that. We're talking about dozens and dozens and dozens of separate items here. Different size boxes, different shapes of boxes. Some of them were heavy, some of them were light as a feather. They fit in your hand. I don't know. I have no idea what any of this stuff was. It was all in boxes. But that's unprecedented as far as I'm concerned. I mean, how is that possible? That means this person, whoever this person is, seems like a really nice lady, but I don't know her. Whoever this person is, I'm on Norwich and London Turnpike right now. Whoever this person is, knowingly purchased. This is a mental quirk or some form of, I don't know, disorder or condition or psychological, impairment of some, I don't know. It's just not, it's just not done. This is not. It's impossible. That would be if let's say I go home now and I jump onto Amazon.com and I just start randomly buying stuff. I buy coffee cups, I buy fishing string, toothbrushes, shoes. I buy, any conceivable, pottery. Some guy on there is selling, some sporting equipment, hockey sticks, any conceivable, all different shapes. I buy a little tiny, a key, something to hold my keys, a little thing for my desk, then a large baseball bat, just a variety of stuff. It's multiple boxes. The delivery guy gets to my house with multiple boxes. And I return all of it after a while. I mean, they're all open. The boxes were open. I return all of it. It's starting to rain, so I mean, it's not heavy rain, but if it opens up on me, there's a chance I'll have to pull over and terminate the video. But I would knowingly go home, order all that stuff, and then return all of it. Wow, the rain, it's actually literally raining right now. So there's probably rain on the lens, which is making the visuals not great. So I'm going to pull over right here at Bonner Electric, a electrician in Uncasville, Connecticut. By the way, Bonner Electric has a phenomenal reputation. But I'm going to terminate this thing because it's raining. The rain seems to have let up. I kind of want... I mean, it's just if I run into real heavy rain, then let's give it a try. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to air this thing. I'm going to upload this video. Hopefully the camera doesn't get completely and utterly destroyed permanently by this rain, because it's straight up raining. All right. I mean, it's light rain. It's interesting. Like 1 second it was raining relatively hard. I run my windshield wipers over. Now it's like barely raining. I think we're on the cusp of this storm. All right, so this will be an unusual video, a discussion about my aversion to the scented world of perfumes, fragrances, and other... I'm not talking about natural things here. I'm not talking about, flowers and things that have a nice cooking, nice aroma. Oh, wow, somebody's roasting a chicken. It smells great. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about stuff made in laboratories, chemical things, potions of some sort that they mix together and it smells and people wear it and they put it on clothing or whatever they do. Everything's scented. I'm talking about that. I have an aversion to that. It's not like, oh, wow, Tom doesn't like it because, he's just, he's made a decision. It's not a decision. This is like I'm not saying I have a medical condition, but it's a extreme sensitivity to these chemicals that is extremely unpleasant physically, to my throat, to just, it ruins me, okay? It makes me feel really lousy. Wow, the road's starting to get wet. Well, this will be an interesting drive. If the camera doesn't get destroyed, I'll actually have, this will probably be my first video where the video is actually, part of it's kind of lousy because of the fluid, the water rain droplets on the lens. That should make the video distorted and not very fun to look at. It's not heavy rain. I would say it's light rain. If I was walking around, I wouldn't be too worried about it. But driving, you have the speed of the car. Like, see, I'm like the stopped red light here. I run the red light, or I run the windshield wipers, and there's only a few droplets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's not bad. Once I start moving, I'm covering more territory, so it's obviously, I'm getting a lot of rain on the windshield. So I have to occasionally run the windshield wiper back over the windshield. So the 100% chance right now this lens has, whoa, something in the road. Piece of sheetrock fell out back there. This lens has droplets on it. Hopefully they dry off a little bit here and there, but if it gets worse, I could be in real trouble. Anyways, I'm going to air this. I'm going to upload this. I don't care how terrible it looks. It'll be interesting. If you don't want to watch it, I don't blame you. Just turn it off. I did a video recently where I was in a traffic jam on 395 South in Norwich due to an accident, and I think it was in the traffic jam for 47 minutes or 43, whatever it is. And it was basically standstill, and I uploaded the video. I mean, I don't expect anybody to watch it, but it's kind of an interesting, it's something that's probably never been done. I don't know. Show me, there's billions of videos, not millions, billions of videos on YouTube right now. Show me another guy where the specific, message or the overarching theme and reason and subject matter of the video was a person in a traffic jam. I'm in the Thamesville section of Norwich on West Thames Street right now, and it's raining, and I have no idea what the video looks like, but if it's lousy, I apologize. I mean, this is not something let me get down Dunham Street. It's not something I want, but plus I'm going to leave that gap where I was in Staples. It's just probably, I don't know, I'll see the video later. Just no sound, maybe a little ambient sound the microphone might have picked up, and cars going by on some, roadway. I'll leave that in. So definitely, take a glance at it, but I would fast forward. I'd sweep through that. If this video right now looks terrible, turn the thing off. I wouldn't blame you. The traffic, like I said, the traffic jam I recorded. I mean, I got a couple of hundred views. I don't expect, people to watch me sitting in a traffic jam talking about, whatever I talked about. Although there could be some interesting stuff in there. But yeah, this will be an unusual drive. Assuming everything's going okay. Hopefully it's recording. I mean, it's raining. The camera's now taking on liquid, which could destroy it. So yeah, let's roll the dice with that. But I'm going to work my way back. It is 11:50 a.m. right now. A.M. I don't do a lot of AM drives. Okay, green light. Let's jump onto West Main Street. I'll get down Asylum Street. I'll work my way down there. See, there's a young lady over there walking. It's raining, but she's not, she's not soaked. It's a very light rain unless you're driving in a car, or you happen to have a camera mounted on your car right now. Most people would definitely not do this. They wouldn't want to take a chance. So there is risk here. I'm actually, this is the first time I've seriously risked the life of this camera. It's an older camera, but it shoots 4K super high resolution video that I like. And the new miracle model that was coming out from a different company was released last week that I've been waiting for a year. And guess what? It was no big deal. They didn't fix the one problem that I wanted them to fix. Something called trumpet flare. This is one wild video, I'll tell you. As far as the different topics that I've covered. Now we're getting into talking about trumpet flare. When the sun hits the lens of a camera, there is flare. There is, like, you'll see it in movies. You'll see like little round elements on the screen. We take it as natural and normal, but I'm not going to name the company, but they have a product that you can record video like I'm doing now. It's a different company than the one I use right now, but when sunlight hits it, the visuals display something called trumpet flare. Flare in the shape of a kind of a trumpet, like a horn, the end of a horn. That's the overall shape of that flare. Very distracting, very unappealing. No, okay. They didn't get rid of that problem. Everybody complained about it. They had a year. I mean, these are engineers, top engineers on the planet. They didn't get rid of the one thing that people wanted them to eliminate. They just made some minor tweaks and rebranded, throw a different name on some new number or something. Not cool, guys, but whatever. There's other companies that make these. Somebody's going to have to do a pretty good leap for me to grab a new camera. I can't believe I'm driving and that's straight up raining right now. I mean, I got my windshield wipers on. I'm on Asylum Street. I'm going to do the entire length as I work my way back to Norwich town. Hey guys, look. I'm admitting it right out of the box here. This is a very strange drive I'm engaging in. It's raining. I'm talking about perfume. I'm talking about, heavily salted food. I get some woman in Staples that's absolutely, blowing the doors off the place with Amazon returns. By the way, are you ready for this? Let's tie this all together. I walk into Staples in New London, and what am I greeted with? The second I walk in, this is a place that sells paper goods and printers and, little, pencils, pens, school supply, whatever. All this office supply, whatever you need. What am I hit with? The nanosecond I walk in there. I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready? Here's the answer. Perfume. You cannot walk into any store, anywhere, without being smothered, enveloped, crushed under the weight of a cloud of thick, unavoidable potent scented clothing, perfumes, whatever it is. Now it's raining full bore. My camera's in jeopardy. I'm not that far from signing off, but so I'm not going to pull over. This is a dice roll here for me. I mean, this thing could be it. I may be ordering another camera. I mean, according to I'm looking at this thing out on the hood of my car right now as it's pouring rain, and it's still operating, so that's a good sign. But electronics and water don't mix. But anyways, I walked in the Staple. I was, hit with a tidal wave of not, unnatural laboratory-made, scented people and clothing and whatever they were wearing. It was overwhelming. But that's normal. That's the world we live in right now. It's not going to get any better. I mean, unless there's some future trend of scent-free whatever. Now, I have a theory. If you breathe this stuff, let's say you put, heavy amounts of body spray, all these scented items. These are chemicals. We don't know what they are, okay? We don't know the names of them. I'm not talking about the name of the perfume like Axe body spray. I'm talking about what makes Axe body spray into, what it is. What are the chemicals? Look it up, okay? Read an article about it. It'll blow your mind. There's a lot of unknowns. There's no long-term. What is breathing in all of this scented stuff do to a person? What does it do to your lungs? What does it do to your, gets into your bloodstream? What does it do? I mean, this isn't some crazy paranoid fantasy thing here. I'm talking about mainstream scientific publications, National Institute of Health. I'm talking very reputable grade A periodicals with articles postulating on the long-term unknowns about the inhalation and exposure of these scents and perfumes to the human, body and what it does. Are there potential, cancers, other neurological disorders? I don't, what's in the offing here in the future, guys? We don't know, okay? I avoid it look at this guy. I mean, come on, man. That's, I don't know. That's, in my book, that's improper. That move, this guy. I know there's right on red. What's the hurry? What's the big deal? Wow, somebody's making a delivery. Interesting. Furniture, Sunday. All right, we started the drive somewhere around here. Maybe up a little bit. You know what? It's right up ahead. The rain is really increasing here. Keep your fingers crossed. If you're watching this, I made it. The camera survived, or at least the video did. But I'm going to sign off momentarily. This video is over.